Shalom, this is Yud-Alef, day 11 of the Omer count. I want to share with you my Hebrew letter movement practice, Otiyot Chayot practice, to count the Omer and to remember the Omer each day and to meditate on it as I go through my day. So today, the 11th day of the Omer count, is 1 week and 4 days. That means we're in the week of Gevurah, and I'm wearing a blue skirt to emphasize that and remind myself of the week I'm in. And the day is, fourth day is Netzach. Netzach, the quality of eternity. This also has to do with perseverance and sense of purposefulness. Gevurah is strength and power. Comes particularly from setting boundaries and knowing boundaries. So the yellow I'm wearing as a blouse is to remind me of Netzach, and there's a little bit of yellow in the skirt to show the mixture there. And then the day of the week this time happens to be the first day of the week, second day of the week, which is Gevurah, which is Monday today, during the day. And so I'm wearing a blue scarf to remind me that the energy of the day in each week on this Sunday night, Monday, is Gevurah. It has a strength and power and a sense of priority setting and knowing. It fits very well with Netzach, purposefulness, and Gevurah being the ability to have a clear sense of priorities and make those judgments necessary for that. So let's start with the movements. So it's Netzach Sheba Gevurah. The movement for Gevurah, which we've been doing for a couple of days now, is the Shvanach. The base of the whole week is this movement. It's coming up and making a short sound, like setting your territory. No. Knowing what comes first, what comes second. And this particular day, Netzach is the Harik, which is the single dot. And I do it like this. I bring my hands up, make a dot, and then E, and bend slightly forward with a straight back. E. E. This is Netzach. E. So the combination, I do 3 combinations, one for each level of soul, Nefesh, Ruach, and Neshama. I'm focusing on figuring out any blockages I have in that area of my behavior and my connection to Hashem and to other people, but also just praying for the unblocking and the fixing of any blemishes, as the language goes, and sanctification and making holy how I act in the world with my sense of purposefulness within the realm of being able to set boundaries and priorities appropriately. So this is how I do my movements. Netzach first, E, and then Gevurah. It's the first set for Nefesh. E, Ruach. For Neshama, the third one. E, and as I've been showing with each video, there's also another part of the practice that I do, which is identifying the letter of the day according to the 67th Psalm, which we say after we do the blessing on counting the Omer. And the letter today is the Vav that serves as a vowel, as the Shuruk. So what I do when I have a Vav within in a word is I do what I call sometimes the syncopated Vav, which is like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you could see from the side, it's like I point my elbows up and put my forehead on my wrists, and this is the top of the valve, and then my spine is the lower part. So I do this form of the Vav when I want to do a vowel. So in the case of a shuruk, I would lower my hands to my chest and then do ooh, go outward. So it's like I take my left hand, my left heel off, my right hand, my right heel off, and they come down. And then I lower my head and ooh. Now you may recognize that the shuruk within the pattern of Nikudot is I just bend my head and do this part. This one, when it's within a word, it's a little bit more complicated. 1, 2, 3, 4, and ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm rolling my feet. So when my hands go up, that hand goes, heel comes off, and when my hand lands, then the heel comes down. Left up, left down, right up, and right down. Ooh. If I do it from the right side, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh. Ooh, that's a vav that forms a shuruk, the vowel sound. Now, we're at the end of the second word in the middle verse of Psalm 67. So I'd like to show you how these letters fit together as a word. The second word is Viyananu, Virannu, which means to be joyful. And it's like the Vav is the connective, and then the Yud makes it the future. So, and they will be joyful. They will rejoice. So, starting with the Vav, and the Vav I use at the beginning of this word, which indicates the connective Vav, goes like this. You lift your heel off and bring your hand down along the side. So you reach out, come back, and it's more like scribing the Vav as well as embodying it. So I would start with the Vav, and then a Yud. We did the centered Yud. And then the Resh goes out, lift the head, and open. And then the first Nun had a dagesh at the opening part, the beginning. It's a double, becomes a double Nun. The second Nun was without the dagesh. And then we end with the Vav. That's a shuruk. Ooh. And there's another set of letters I'd like to show you, because every letter is a number in Hebrew. So the day number would be a Yud. It's 11th day, so it's a Yud plus an Alef. And then we also say in the blessing that it's 1 week and 4 days, and that's how we remember which sephirah we're on. So 1 week, the representing the 1 for 1 week can be an Alef, and 4 days would be a Dalet. That's another way of numbering what day we're on. So I bless us that we have a fixing, what's ever needed in our patterns of behavior and inner and outer, in being able to have a sense of the larger picture, the eternal picture, the purpose of why we're here, within the realm of being able to set our priorities and make the judgments that give us strength and power from knowing appropriate boundaries. Many blessings to all of you. Till tomorrow.